What's up, YouTube? This is your big brother, King Jabez, back today with another very important message. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment, let me know what you think about my content. In addition to that, please feel free to follow me over on Instagram at TheKingJabez, as well as my website, theironandsoul.com. Whatever you decide to do, it will be greatly appreciated. Let's do some work. Today's video is a topic that you all have asked me collectively, a number of you, to discuss more of. I've gotten a lot of emails, direct messages saying, "Big bro, we want some more videos on relationship advice, relationship type content." So I got you today. This is overdue. With all my knowledge I have, you guys know my background, I'm a theology expert. All my years of studying that, people's questions to me were not really deep Bible questions. The questions were, how do I get along with my wife? How do I get along with my husband? How do I relate to my children? So people all over the earth, obviously, men and women, are trying to figure out how to have healthy relationships, right? So today I want to break down 5 ways that most men fall out with women. And by women, I mean the woman that you actually love. Now, if this is a woman you don't care about, that's a separate subject all in itself. But if this is a woman that you care about, that you want to have a relationship with, here are 5 ways that most men, fall out with the woman they love. Now, in terms of manhood, you guys know how I'm coming. Manhood, to be honest, the big picture is priest, provide, protect. When a man can do that, a woman, a real woman, a quality woman, is going to respect that. When you can present yourself as a spiritual man, as well as a provider, as well as a protector, it's easy to say that. But as men, we know, I know, you know, that's a heavy responsibility. We're not going to sit here. I'm not going to play with you today with this talk. We're talking as men. Ladies can listen to this and, feel free to leave a comment. But to be a priest, provider, and protector for a woman, that is a weight that a man has to carry. You draw? So I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to kick a science this way. Men were given broad shoulders to carry heavy burdens, and women were given broad hips to bring forth babies. That being said, we have been created by the Most High with the capacity for a lot of responsibility. And this is why when men don't have that, we get bored. We start chasing it. We start doing stuff we shouldn't do. And then we get into gambling, we get into drinking, we start to hit the club scene. Why? Because we're meant for more. We're meant for adventure. We're meant to have a lot to do. Right? So when we are on our grind, this is where most of us feel our best, to be honest, as men. When we're in the gym, working, putting money in my pocket, taking care of my appearance, we feel good as a man. And when you're doing all of that, you have to now switch gears, right? And relate to a woman. How you take care of your business as a man at work, with other men, at the office, at the gym, online, whatever it is that you're doing, how you carry your business as a man amongst the boys, right? And by boy, I mean endearing term, not that we're boys, but you know what that means, we're the boys. Amongst the guys, how we carry ourselves in the boys club, with the men, at work, at the gym, school, high school, college, the real world. That's completely different from how you're supposed to relate to a woman. And we kind of already know that, but we're not quite doing it right sometimes. So I'm going to give you today 5 ways that we do this. Number 1, being emotionally unavailable. This is a complaint that thousands of women have concerning their man, their husband, their guy, whatever you want to call them. Women feel that their guy, their man, their king, whatever word you want to use, ladies, he is not there for them emotionally as a woman needs. And here lies the obvious problem. As guys, we kind of just realize how the world works. You are a boy. You are a man. No one cares how you feel. You got to just grind, get to it. You got to be kind of emotionless to a certain extent to survive the military, to survive the workforce, to survive all that comes your way as a man in this world. And so we kind of just have this, you know what I mean? Let's just talk. How do guys talk? We got to be tough as nails. You know how we think. Come on. We're talking to the men now. You know what I mean? We have to be stoic in some cases, right? Solid, stand up. These are the terminology that we use amongst the guys. I'm a stand up man. I'm a solid man. Based, right? We use all that terminology, which simply means I'm a solid dude. This is how I got my money. This is how I got my influence. This is how I was able to build a career. Just being, in some cases stern, in many cases not caring how you feel, going to work, feeling sick or whatever. And then when you come to relate to a woman, and if you bring that same kind of callous energy, it's not going to work. A woman needs that emotional support from her man, right? So one way of putting this, let me kick the science this way. This was a book I read some years ago because, of course, big bro, I'm still learning too, okay? I read a book some years ago. I forget the title, forget the author, to be honest. But he gave a really good analogy about swords. I think it was a gold sword and a silver sword. And he talked about the sword that a man uses at work to survive, to grind, and then putting their sword away when he comes home, and the other sword he uses for the family, right? Or one way of putting that is using the hat analogy. I have this hat on. This is my job. This is what I do. This is why I am in the gym. And I take that hat off, and when I come home, I put on the role of man, husband, love for a woman, understanding that I'm dealing with a completely different sex. You follow me? And we may know this on an intellectual level, on a basic knowledge, but we don't always manifest that, right? So a lot of times we're emotionally withdrawn, right? We got to guard up because that's kind of how we survive in this world. And with a woman, she needs that from you. She needs that love from you. She needs that support from you. You have to ask her how she's doing and actually care. Okay? Regardless if you feel like somebody cares about you now. So if you're a guy and you went through your day as a man and you feel like you work for 10 hours, nobody cares about you, you come home to your lady, you got to drop that. And I know you say, big bro, I know that's easier said than done. I've been there, bro. I'm a man like you. I'm not perfect. You got what's going on at the office. You might have had a rough day. Your boss getting on your nerves. And you come home and here's your woman. And she ain't got nothing to do with none of that. You draw? So as men, we have to be emotionally available. That is going to take some work. Because that's outside of our nature. That's not what we're used to doing. And so that one, my boy, you got to work on that one. Number 2, we lack knowledge concerning women. Okay? Women have to be studied. If you're listening to me, you are in your 20s. You can even be in your 30s. If you fall anywhere, okay, from that 18 to 34 demographic, you have a lot to learn about women, my boy. As much as you know or think you know, there's much to learn. Okay? What I thought I knew about women, this is me being real transparent now. What I thought I knew about women when I was, kind of younger and up and coming, going through college, graduating, securing a job. What I knew about women at the college level versus once I left college and I'm now out here in the workforce, working with these women, married to a woman, living in a real world, I didn't have a clue. I'm going to be honest with you. So the lessons I've learned now, this came through a lot of conversations with women, reading books about relationships, being in a relationship myself, not just talking about this. It amazes me how many people talk about relationships, they ain't got a woman. That blows my mind, but I'm going to leave it alone, And there was much to learn, right? And thank God I can be humble enough. Thank God for grandma, the game she gave me. Thank God for aunties. Listen, guys, they're women in your family. They're women, okay? And these women got a lot of experience. They're women. They can teach you a lot. So I'll be honest. Grandma, auntie gave me some game. Granddaddy gave me some game. Other men gave me some game. And so I was able to learn from conversations with women in the family, right? This is real life. It's not just talk, real life. Women at work, my own woman, right? All of that became this treasure, if I like a better word, of knowledge concerning the opposite sex. Now, this big bro, this iron, I'm going to take it to the book for a second. If you don't mind, I'm not going to preach to you. But the Bible says to dwell with her according to knowledge. That's a biblical way of saying what I'm saying to you right now. What I just got through trying to articulate, that's what the Word of God says. This is what the Most High says to us. So imagine having a conversation with God. This is real talk. No cap. Imagine if God himself was talking to you. As a man, if you say, okay, God, Most High, how do I relate to this woman? And God will say to you, you need to dwell with her, or more modern terminology, you need to live with her according to knowledge. Understand who you're in their house with. Okay? You need to study your woman, her patterns, what is important to her. Do you understand who she is, what she likes, what she doesn't like? Are you trying to make her life better? You draw? And honestly, the book I read maybe, 6 months ago, The Way of Superior Men, it was an excellent book. I'd recommend the guys read that book. I will recommend that one. Good book. It had big bro thinking. I ain't gonna say a lot to you. Okay? And so, from that book, you have to decide as a man if you're gonna love this woman or not. That's simple. If you do not want to love this woman, go on about your business. That's your best bet. Because the command of the Most High, my responsibility as a man, I can't always put on the woman. As a man, my role, my responsibility before the Most High himself is to love this woman. That's what I'm supposed to do. And if I'm not doing that, why are you at all surprised that it's not working? So your responsibility is to love that woman, not try to make the woman be a man. I know you don't like that. See, and this sometimes, guys, we do this. We want women are not men, guys. Okay, we got to get that in our heads. Your big bro, that's why comes up big bro. I had to learn that. Big bro had to learn that. You cannot treat women like men. Okay, the way we operate, from the football field to basketball to work, hanging out with the guys and going, all that we do, business talk, how we talk about each other, just being, how guys, we don't care, talk about each other, we're a little more harsh. You deal with a woman, I don't care how tough she is, women are delicate. Don't let them fool you. I know some of them not gonna like me telling you this. I'm giving you some game, my boy. Don't let them, I don't care how tough she look on the outside. That's a woman. And according to the legend himself, rest in peace to one of my heroes, Malcolm X, women are fragile by nature. You hear me? So as a man, you got to understand that. So if I understand I'm dealing with a human. See, this boy messed up too. We dehumanize women. All you see is a body. Listen, my boy, that is a human being. Besides the body, how good she look, that's a human. And as a human created in the image of the Most High, she has a need for love from a man, right? And she's more fragile than a guy. So how harsh we can be with men, you can't do that with women. Unless you want to have a bad relationship. Okay? So we have to live with, understand women from that perspective, and that's a good start. Okay, number 3. Being too critical of how she dresses. Let that go. You're with a woman, not a little girl. Okay, you're not her daddy. You're her man, husband, boyfriend. You're not a father. So, overanalyze everything she wears, from her heels to makeup, to let that go. Okay? I don't want my woman to be out here dressing inappropriate. But at the same time, my woman, she has a nice figure, by the way. She wants to put on some jeans and some heels. I ain't gonna say about that. That's a woman. That's my woman. And I'm not going to sit here and make my woman dress like Mother Teresa because I have some type of insecurity. And some of you guys, you mess up with that game. That's your problem. You're too harsh on your woman. You say, oh, big bro, you just take one. I'm not taking women. I'm going to get to women eventually. Trust me, women, I'm coming for y'all next. You know this, big bro, I'm coming for y'all too. You know that's coming. So just hold tight. I got y'all. Square me in your seat. I got some messages for y'all too. We're going to look at this. See, one thing about me, I'm going to hit my toss from both angles. And that's why I've been taking my time to even approach this, because I know how many layers it is to this. So before you even fix your mouth to comment about what I didn't say, obviously you want to address every aspect of relationship in one video. So don't even come at me with that. Duh. Okay? So this is one of many. Okay? Let's put that part. So as men, we have to let women, or be comfortable with women dressing like a woman. Okay? Stop being overly, what's the word I want to use here? Just kind of, hate to say it, just kind of, in some cases, oppressive. You know what I mean? And some of you guys not going to like that. So I think that's one way to fall with a woman, is not allowing her to enjoy and to express her femininity. her desire to look good, her desire to be appealing. That's a part of what women do. Let that go. So, the conversations about makeup, what she's wearing, the heels, the clothes, the dress. Granted, you don't want a woman out there just with anything on. And you can say something every now and then. Well, as I do. I ain't gonna lie to you. Every now and then, But really, nothing. So we as men have to be careful with being, if we're not careful, oppressive in the context of how our women dress. Number 4, always talking about work. I know it's important to you. You have spent 40 hours, I'm going to get to you, 50 hours. You've been grinding, blood, sweat, and tears. You're tired. The money's coming home. The bills are getting paid. And that's where your mind is at. But I want you to understand, when you talk to a woman, you, sir, cannot talk about work all the time. No woman, okay, I got to laugh at this. No woman on planet Earth wants to hear about work. Women don't care like that. Not they don't care about you. That's not their nature. Sorry. Yes, they want a man who's on the grind. Obviously, they like when a man is busy, when a man is active, productive, because she can feel safe. She feels protected. She feels taken care of. She appreciates all of that. She really does. But she don't want to hear about it all the time. So, if you want to get along with a woman, don't talk about work all the time. One man put it to me this way, right? And I suggest you learn from multiple men, just like I did. What I've learned from myself, from study, reflection, also a bunch of men. Iron sharpens iron, men teach men. Okay? So, what one man taught me, among other lessons I learned, he put to me this way. He says, when you come home and you take your shoes off, what you're doing is you're leaving what was out there outside your home. So taking the shoes off is a symbol of, I am home now. We're not at work. What's going on with the boss and them, or whatever complaints I have. Granted, you can talk to your wife. Obviously, confide in your wife, your woman, your girlfriend, or whatever. You can do that. But be careful with that, too. Be careful with that. I'm going to just tell you what I think. Some conversations should be between you and other men. That's simple. You shouldn't say everything to your woman, because they're not wired to handle what we as men have to handle. Now, some of you all are not going to like that. That's my opinion. Okay? That's why it's nice to have men you can talk to, whether it be a group, whether it be a friend. There are some conversations that need to be hashed out amongst the boys. That's simple. So leave some stuff at work. So when you bring your shoes on, you come home, you take your shoes off, you now transition into your role as either husband, boyfriend, whoever you call yourself, whoever you are, whatever. And understand that this is another part of your life. In other words, your whole life isn't just work. It isn't. Though you spend most of your time doing that, that's not, you're doing it for a reason. You're doing that so you have something to give. That's what it's all about. And not to just talk about it, but we work, we grind, we, hustle, whatever word you want to use, put in the work, productive, active, it's all terminology we use online. Get into it, 10 toes down, whatever you want to say. Big bro come at you from every angle, you dig? All of that is for a reason, so you have something to give, not talk about all the time. I read somewhere that Steph Curry, when he comes home, he doesn't talk to his wife about basketball. Probably healthy for him, because he's probably talking about it all the time. He's in practice every day, going to all these games. Come home, I want to just relax with my wife. So that's just some food for thought. So that being said, number 4, men should not talk about work all the time. So make that clear. If you want to fall out with a woman, talk about work all the time and see how much you like that. And number 5 in closing in this video, failure to produce or to provide some level of spiritual leadership. Nobody's saying you got to be a priest. That's what you're all thinking. But women, like men, have a desire to understand the spiritual. Look at my following over on TikTok. Got about 80,000 followers, mostly women. Listen to your big bro. Women are interested in those types of talks about God, spirituality, numerology, understanding the spirit realm, how to cope with all the pressure that comes their way each day. And as a man, and in more particular as her man, you have to provide some type of spiritual leadership, my boy. You should be able to have a conversation with her about meditation, prayer, reflection, And I'm not saying you got to be no priest. That's what you guys are thinking. That's your problem. I'm not saying all of that. But there has to be, she has to be able to see God in you. I'm going to give it to you flat out, my boy. She has to be able to see God in you. And she's going to respect that. She's going to respect that. So when you fail to provide any type of spiritual leadership, 9 times out of 10, this is a good woman, she's going to look for it elsewhere. Whether that be online, whether that be through books, whether that be through going to a male counselor, something. You know, so women have a desire for that spiritual connection to the Most High. A good woman. And as her men in particular, you have to provide some of that. You wanna impress a woman, say, let me pray for you. See how she respond to that. Tell the woman you're gonna pray for her, and she feel the power of God through you. And watch the respect level go up. And if you haven't, why not? If you're the man, the family, the home, relationship, has it ever occurred to you probably should pray with your woman? Pray for her, pray with her. You know, some of you probably never thought about that before. Start thinking about that. You want to blow her mind, say, hey, baby, come here, let me pray for you. She ain't gonna see that one coming, my boy, especially when they did it before. Watch how she respond. Trust me. Listen to your big brother. I know what I'm talking about. I've talked to hundreds of women through consultations, in person, counseling. I know what I'm talking about with this one. So I think this is a good video. This is kind of a good start. This is really just me, honestly, just breaking the ice. I got a lot to say about this topic. I want to say this before I close. Leave a comment. I want to know what y'all think about this. Feel free to send me some questions if you want some more topics. You got some ideas for me, some areas of this you want me to discuss. I'll keep that in mind. But guys, ladies, thanks for listening. This is your big brother King Jabez. God bless. Peace.